Oh, shoot! Wow. How does that look? Okay, wow. So unprepared for this stream I was. Forgot to put this in. Forgot to put the outro. Oh, it is there. Okay. We should be good now. Okay. Wow. I forgot to test the microphone. I forgot to put the put this in. So hopefully the microphone is okay. If there are any issues, you know what? To make myself feel better. Let me pull my own stream up here. Okay, I sound good. Okay. I am fine. I am totally fine. But anyways, what is going on, guys? This is the Club with the Man 1993. After my very, very messy introduction, I am here live for my WWE Fastlane preview and predictions for the 2021 show. It's going to take place tomorrow night, March 21st, 2021, at the WWE Thunderdome in St. Petersburg, Florida. Well, Tropicana Field. Home of the 2020 American League pennant winners, the Tampa Bay Rays. That's the team full of Austin Meadows. Was Blake Snell until he got traded. We also had Chris Archer returning. And several. Oh, I'm getting off topic here. Let's talk about Fastlane. Putting the preview predictions together, looking over this card again before I go live, I kind of want to get my hopes up a little bit because on paper, not all of them, some of these matches could be pretty good. But then I think of also is the story, the build behind them. It's just like, well, this is happening anyway, so what's the point of this? Or this is happening anyways, so what's the point of that? I don't know, it's like, even though on paper, some of these matches sound really good, some of these still feel like they don't need to happen. Because we're 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. Every time, well, last year they didn't have Fastlane. Every year since 2015, when they did have Fastlane, I always ask, why are we having this show? Because it always feels unnecessary. Again, Fastlane came in 2015 when they wanted to have something else instead of Elimination Chamber in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania because, two big events falling in place, would, burn us out. Well, I still think at least Elimination Chamber has, a big deal feel to it before WrestleMania because it gives, multiple people last chance opportunities. Fastlane? It always feels like another episode of Raw. Other than 2019's Fastlane was really good. I really liked that show. That was a really good show. We had the heel turn of Shane McMahon. We had Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens versus Mustafa Ali. We had the Shield's last pay-per-view match. Couple other things took place on this show. It was a really good show. Props and give that show a lot of credit. This one, though, I don't know. I feel like there is... After looking at the card again, I feel like the matches have potential to be fun, but it's like you think about the backstory behind it all. It's like, well, if this is happening, then why are we doing this? Like I said before, it's some things I feel like the WWE set them up to be caught in a little bit of a tough spot here. That I keep saying, the shows just really have not been that appealing. I'm sorry, even the last couple of weeks, SmackDown's not really been that appealing to me. Even this Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan match, it's going to be good. I want to do live reactions for it because it could surprise me. The builds just disappoint me just a little bit, though. A little bit. It's not been horrible, I mean, they have a weird spot that, they could be backing themselves into, but, I don't know. I don't know. At first, I'm like, okay, I have no interest in the show at all. Then I'm just like, well, nah, I don't know. I'm still setting my expectations very low for the show. I just want it to be a show that it does its thing and we move on to WrestleMania. Because a build to a show like this really hurts the build to the even bigger show that's only 3 weeks away, and we only have, 4 matches announced? Edge and Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, and the Raw Tag Team Championship match, The New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. So, like I said before, a show like this is very unnecessary, but we're having it, and we're going to talk about it. So, and another thing too, I had to wait till the absolute, last second to do these predictions because Fastlane being on the Friday, not Fastlane, SmackDown being on a Friday, and they added 2 random ass matches last minute. One could be good. The other one, I'm kind of hoping to start on the pre-show, which is, we'll talk about that one first. Matt Riddle versus Mustafa Ali for the United States Championship. I put it on the pre-show because why are we doing this match again? We just had this match on Raw last week, and Matt Riddle won. Clean. So why does Mustafa Ali get another shot? There's no reason. That's why I just say just put this match on the pre-show. If you need a pre-show match, have this be the pre-show match. And have this Matt Riddle retain. Because then since Matt already won, what's the point of Mustafa Ali, winning it here? It's just 50-50 booking. And it does literally nothing for either one of them. Unless if you have Matt Riddle win, and this is when Retribution officially breaks up. They've been teasing it, and I kind of want it because, set them all free, take the masks off, let T-Bar be Dominic Dijakovic, let Mace be Dio Madden, even though I've never really seen Dio Madden in the ring until he became Mace. Have Shane Thorne be Shane Thorne, even though Shane Thorne was starting not to do much for me at all. Well, they teased having him on Raw in a tag team with that Brendan Vink guy, whatever the heck his name was. He just disappeared off the face of the planet after they beat Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. Hello, that tag team actually had good potential. That's right. Cedric does have, a good thing going on with the Hurt Business right now, him and Shelton Benjamin. Oh, yeah, that's right. They dropped the tag titles with them just to give the tag title match between New Day and AJ Styles and Omos at WrestleMania. Yay. No. So, oh yeah, and Mia Yim. Set Mia Yim free also. Let her be Mia Yim and not Reckoning. So, that's what I'm hoping to say. Matt Riddle wins the championship. Retribution breaks up. And everybody just goes back to being who they were. You could have Mustafa Ali just be himself, and just by himself doing the same exact thing, the same storyline. It works, but just get away from Retribution. Because like I said, Mustafa Ali again is cutting excellent promos. He's always been a good promoist, and I give him credit. He's tried so hard to try to make this Retribution thing work since he was revealed as a leader. But I'm sorry, it's not. It just shows with him snapping at them. It's like he's working with nothing but a bunch of losers. That's all it feels like. So just have Matt Riddle win, break up Retribution, move on from this. I don't know who you do for WrestleMania for Matt Riddle. I have no clue. So we have that. The first match on the main card is going to be the Intercontinental Championship match between Big E and Apollo Crews. Of course, these two had a series of matches earlier at the beginning of the year and towards the end of the year, which then led to Apollo Crews finally turning heel. I have been hungry for it ever since last summer, especially. when he moved over to Raw, he won the U.S. title, and he started doing these little tactics to win. And I'm like, put him with the Hurt Business. They, of course, put Cedric with him instead, which has worked out for Cedric, but that spot was still meant for Apollo. But what they're doing with Apollo now, this heel turn, giving him this more, Nigerian prince gimmick, it's pretty good. Again, as I said in my SmackDown review, the accents, I'm still trying to figure out the accent. I don't know. I don't know if it's because, it still feels a little inconsistent. It seems a little bit forced. But like I said, if Apollo Crews is purposely talking with that accent, just to show that that's who he really is, then that's a totally different story there. But, I don't know, just the fact that he's just randomly doing it, it's still, to me, does not feel realistic. But like I said, that might be a little time to grow on me. But other than that, the look, the attire, the promos, well, besides the accent, of course, still growing on me, I love it. My fear, though, is I don't trust WWE to literally, have Apollo get this heel turn, have this feud with Big E, and then lose it, and then go back and have nothing to do, go back to catering. Basically, what happened with Dolph Ziggler when he turned heel in 2017. He turned heel, which is what he needed, but then they just dwindled him out. And, did nothing with him as a heel. They basically turned him heel because, well, we think he's a loser, so we'll book him like a loser. That's what I'm worried they're going to do with Apollo Crews. Which is why, even though, again, I love what Big E is doing, Big E is on fire right now. Let's put it this way. He's been a great Intercontinental Champion. He's had great matches. Again, I'm just loving more and more, because they did it when he feuded with Sheamus. Then they eased back on him a little bit, but then, after Survivor Series, put the wheels back on him again. Big E has really gotten into this groove where he's really worn off that, silly side of him, and gotten that more, serious, aggressive side. The promos he's cutting, especially, of course, the promo he cut when he returned after Apollo had beaten him down, and even, the split screen promo from last night, awesome stuff. Again, Big E is on the cusp of being ready to be in the world title scene. If they want to do Roman Reigns and Big E at SummerSlam this summer, by all means, go for it. If they want Big E to be the one to eventually take the title off of Roman Reigns, go for it. But, it's a tough call. Because, I want Big E to have something to do for WrestleMania. And the thing is they've already had multiple matches already, Big E and Apollo Crews. And this is their first match on pay-per-view, which is why I'm also kind of surprised this didn't have a stipulation to it. No DQ. We can't do no holds barred because we do have a no holds barred match, which we'll talk about that shortly. I don't know if you do no holds barred or Extreme Rules, maybe? Who knows? Because we got the steps involved, but that's right, there's an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, so we can't do that. I don't know, I feel with us having multiple matches with this already, there should have been some sort of stipulation for this. But I'll just go out and say it. Even though I love what Big E's doing, I don't know what you would do with him if this happened for WrestleMania. He should have a match at WrestleMania. But I'm going to pick Apollo Crews win the Intercontinental title. Like I said, I think he needs it more right now than Big E. Big E, I feel he could go on and have a longer reign as Intercontinental Champion. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I feel he's gotten to a point where he'd be fine with the IC title. He'd be fine without it right now. And Apollo Crews, again, could really benefit. Because if Apollo loses, then where do you go with him after that? He's got the wheels in motion. You got to keep Apollo's wheels going in motion. Which is why I feel he should win that Intercontinental Championship on Sunday. Or tomorrow. And Big E, again, like I said, will be fine. So, I pick Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews, the Nigerian Prince, wins the Intercontinental Championship off of Big E this coming Sunday. So that's my pick, and that's my pick to also open the show. The second match was another match that was just added yesterday. It was a singles match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins. On paper, in any other company, this is definitely a match of the year contender. NXT, AEW, New Japan, you name it. Main roster of WWE, you know this is not going to be a classic. It's going to be like a B-level match, like a good match, but you just know these guys can do so much better. These two actually did have a one-on-one match back at Survivor Series 2018, I believe it was, when Seth Rollins was Intercontinental Champion and Shinsuke Nakamura was United States Champion. They had that, champion versus champion match at Survivor Series that year. And that was a good match. I remember it was good, but like I said, these two, could have a classic if they were allowed. Who's going to win it? Seth Rollins. I would like to see Shinsuke get the victory to, get some momentum going for him, but, I highly doubt it, because this is obviously a match just to hold off and give Seth Rollins something to do, and then we'll do Seth Rollins and Cesaro at WrestleMania, which I'm praying to God is putting over Cesaro at WrestleMania. I would love to see Cesaro get a big singles victory at WrestleMania, because Seth doesn't need it. Seth does not need it. I mean, he already has enough victories at WrestleMania. Just the fact that we'd even be getting Cesaro in a singles match at WrestleMania is something we never thought we'd see. So, let's not just get comfortable with it. Let's go forward. And, by any means, I just thought of this. So, before I said Big E could face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam to win the championship, I think Cesaro is right in that same boat. In fact, if you wanted to, I would be honest and say have either Big E or Cesaro win the Money in the Bank briefcase for at WrestleMania. I'd say this year, let's go with we did last year with Otis, and then at one point with Braun Strowman. So we have done it before, but let's get another babyface as Money in the Bank. What do you guys think? But yeah, Seth Rollins wins this. We're going to be going to WrestleMania to have Seth Rollins and Cesaro. This next match here, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler taking on Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Why are we doing this match again? Just why? Sasha and Bianca lost at Elimination Chamber. And this happened again? I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why this is happening again. Why? I don't get it. The story between these two teams has been dumb. It's another. I mean, if it's just a way to have Sasha and Bianca doing something together before their match at Mania, nice try, but it's not working. But just the stuff with Reginald getting involved, and then just the pittiness, and again, they had a really bad match at they had a really bad match at what's it called? At Elimination Chamber. So the fact, why do you expect them to do it again? And the other question is, why, even though I don't want to see them in it, why is it Natalya and Tamina in this match? Because, again, they beat the number one contenders, Sasha and Bianca, recently. So the fact they're not in this match either, it's why? But at Chamber, my pick, of course, I wanted to see Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez dethrone Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on NXT. And you know what? It would have been great because it would have had Dakota Kai getting her long and coming comeuppance on Shayna Baszler. Instead, they screwed them for no reason and gave NXT women's tag titles. So, they're having this match there, but, you know, what will be the point of Sasha and Bianca at this point winning them? I'm picking them to win. I'm picking Sasha and Bianca to win the tag titles. It's probably going to do something with their feud, but yeah, I don't know. They want to hype up Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin as the least anticipated match of SmackDown last night. This, well, maybe not. This one and another one that I heard might be getting canceled for some reason. I don't know why. But it's this one or another match that could or could not be happening still on this card. That is the one I'm the least excited for sure. Like I said, I think Sasha and Bianca are going to win the tag titles here. I don't know why, the point behind it, but I just think WWE's logic. They're going to put it on them just for some stupid reason. Because I think they're trying to keep this feud face on face with Sasha and Bianca, even though they should be having Sasha as the heel, but they probably get Reginald involved with that, and oh god, it's all messed up. So yeah, don't care about this match whatsoever. Sasha and Bianca, though, I think are going to win the tag titles here. So it's that match. Then we got this match. A match that I care about, but at the same time, it's one of the matches where I'm asking, like, what's the point of this match happening on the card if, there's nothing in it for the winner? So, Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Well, first off, it was just announced yesterday also, this is now a no-holds-barred match, which, good, because how do you go from a one-on-one match to a no-DQ match, then back to a one-on-one match? So they're actually adding a stipulation to it with no holds barred. Okay, that makes it even more exciting, which this will be a good match. Again, these two definitely have great, off-the-chart, awesome chemistry. Just from, their interactions they had with each other and whatnot, even though the storyline went very bleak after Sheamus turned on Drew McIntyre the night after the Rumble. But the thing, though, is Drew McIntyre is already getting a shot at Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. If he's already getting that shot, then what's the point of this match? Why can't it be like, if Sheamus wins, he gets inserted into the title match? Or, or the match should be, should more so be, they should not have announced Drew McIntyre for sure. This should be like a number one contenders match. I mean, same way, same thing, but they're just fighting just to finish, just for the heck of it. Just to kind of, break the tie. But it's like, okay, at this point, would Sheamus get inserted into the title match if he wins? I mean, Sheamus ain't winning. This is going to Drew. Drew's winning this match, no doubt about it. But you couldn't have put that on there. Like, you literally had to have McIntyre announced he's getting that spot at WrestleMania. Yeah, he has a match with Sheamus, and they're acting like, it really means nothing. So, like, yeah, it could be a good match, but it's just like, what's the point of this match if Drew McIntyre's already getting his WWE title shot? And Sheamus winning this, it would do nothing. It would mean nothing to Sheamus. But, we have that. I mean, it's still going to be a great match, especially with no holds barred added to it. I cannot wait. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, Drew's winning that one. No secret about that one. Nobody in the live chat. The next match now, I'm not sure what the heck is going on with this match. Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon. I'm hearing rumors this was pulled from the card. But it was still advertised on SmackDown last night. So I don't think it has. But it may be getting pulled from the card. My first question is, why is this even on the card in the first place? Even though the story is atrocious, with Shane McMahon basically telling Braun Strowman he thinks he's stupid, and that's the reason why they're fighting, and Braun Strowman is just like, I want to beat up Shane McMahon, but I can't because I don't want to get fired. It's like, when has Braun ever given a shit about what he hurts or whatnot? Again, this is a guy, for crying out loud, flipped over a semi, beat the hell out of Roman Reigns while in a stretcher, flipped over an ambulance, ripped the door off of Vince McMahon's limousine before he flipped that over as well, pulled a scaffold down on top of Brock Lesnar and Kane, has wreaked so much havoc. Rose from the dead from a garbage truck also. To all of a sudden being like, oh, I can't do that now because I don't want to get fired. Why? Because you're a babyface? Because you're now the choo-choo train among men? Your gimmick is based around a train. Again, you're a freaking child's play toy now. And then they have this stuff with Shane, which just, he's not like some type of like a psychiatrist or whatnot, but he's saying, cause and effect, this and that. Oh, you're a man of very little brain, basically calling him Winnie the Pooh. Like, I don't know, it's just like, so this is obviously a build towards WrestleMania, but why are we doing this match at Fastlane? I mean, I've heard rumors this match is going to be canceled, but my thing was it was randomly just announced, not even through any of the authorities. It was just advertised, this match. So if they're trying to cancel it because they're saying Shane McMahon is too afraid to face Braun Strowman, then why even announce it in the first place? So either way, if this match does happen or not, it's going to be a no contest. It's a no contest, it's going to lead to some, because why would you have these, this is not meant to be, like a series of matches, by any means necessary. No. So this match is going to happen at WrestleMania, so if this match happens here, it's just going to be more so of like a segment. It's going to be just like a double count out or something stupid. So, yeah. If this match happens, this probably is the match I'm least anticipated, the least anticipated match on this card. If not, then it's the women's tag title match. So, I don't care about that one. Speaking of matches that, this one basically for me is just get this over with, get on with it, and keep going. Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton. We're doing this match at Fastlane also. Look, I can appreciate WWE for, giving Alexa Bliss a fresh new gimmick, a fresh new character, because whatever she was as a babyface, when she was tag teaming with Nikki Cross, she was so bland. She had nothing to her. And yes, I was saying for a while Alexa Bliss needed a change in character. She had been a heel for a long time, and I felt like, whatever she had been doing had ran its course. So giving her, something different, a babyface was a good gamble, but again, you did nothing with her. You didn't even try. You just made her and Nikki Cross best friends for whatever reason. But let's just say what it is, as it is. They've done so much hokey crap with this feud. Some stuff that, by all God means, has been different and unique. But what has it done? Again, it's dragged on for months and months and months and months. Randy Orton burned down the Fiend. Every week it's going to be oh, the Fiend's not coming back. Oh, but he's not coming back. This and that. It's to a point where it's like, okay, this would work if you didn't drag it out forever. At this point, I'm just like, just have the Fiend come back and let's move on. Let's move forward with this story instead of it being stuck in place for God knows how long. You could have had you didn't have to have every single week Randy Orton, getting burned by fireballs, or every week him puking black tar or whatever heck it was. Or him getting distracted by Alexa Bliss every single match he had every single week. Again, you could have just had, Randy Orton off doing his own thing. Like, they were originally supposed to do Randy Orton and Goldberg at Royal Rumble, but they changed it to not Orton and Drew, Goldberg and Drew for who knows why. You could have just done that and give Orton something different to do. Of course, him being in the Rumble, him being in the Chamber or something. You could have had Fiend return at Chamber, but instead, we're just going to do it here at Fastlane. Which I'm hoping to get. If they don't have the Fiend return here, then I'm done. I am absolutely done. If the Fiend does not return here, I'm gone. I'm done. I don't, then I literally don't give any more crap about this feud whatsoever. Because it's doing nothing. It's doing nothing. It's like, yes, the stuff they're doing, it's crazy, it's entertaining, but like I said, it's doing nothing for anybody right now. So, had the Fiend returned here, and let's move forward. That's all I'm asking for this. Just do your hokey stuff, whatever you want to do, but have the Fiend return, and let's just get to WrestleMania and move on from all this. So, that's what that's there. Alright. The match I probably want to spend more time talking about is this main event match. Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship with Edge as the special guest ring enforcer. He got that by defeating Jey Uso in a match on SmackDown last night. Now, even though I'm going to mention some, tidbits, some nitpicks here with this, I am still excited for this match. This is the correct match with the correct dynamics. Roman Reigns is the heel, Daniel Bryan is the face. We've wanted to see this happen for a long, long, long time, and we never thought we'd have the correct dynamics for this match. Like this match specifically, with the correct dynamics. I thought we were going to get this match in 2019 with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, when Daniel Bryan was the heel and Roman Reigns the face. Still would have been good, but the dynamics would have been off. Just the fact we're getting this is a miracle. Again, Roman Reigns is a heel and Daniel Bryan is the face. I've had a couple problems with the build, though. First off, we have not once dug back into the past between these two. We have not dug into the history. I don't know if this is because we don't have a live audience, but Roman Reigns could have easily told the story about the fans turning on him, after he lost at the Royal Rumble. After he won the Royal Rumble. And it's because they wanted to see this man, Daniel Bryan, win. The story going all the way back there, lead to Roman Reigns getting all this heat. If Roman Reigns being denied and just not acknowledged by the WWE while he was away taking care of his family during the pandemic, if that set him off, why would he go back even further and blame the fans for not accepting him all the way back there? I know there's a pandemic, but it's just there comes a point where it's you gotta just do it. You gotta just do it. So, that was a little disappointing. The other thing is, this whole story about Edge not being happy that Daniel Bryan got this opportunity. Because, hindsight being, why would Edge be upset if he's still getting the match anyway? He picked Roman Reigns. Yes, he wants to face Roman Reigns. But, besides, Roman, spearing him, and him basically, trying to, politic Roman's Edge to, picking him, saying he wants to be acknowledged as the main. You picking me being the main event, you want to be acknowledged as the main event or something like that. But it's like, what's the big deal to Edge if Edge faces Roman Reigns or if he faces Daniel Bryan? Like, Edge and Daniel Bryan would be an awesome match. Why wouldn't, in reality, why wouldn't Edge want to face a guy who was in the same boots as him, basically was told he'd never wrestle again? Both these men made their ways back, and like I said, why wouldn't we want to see that match? Why wouldn't Edge not want to have that match? He's still getting the shot for the Universal Championship. So, that kind of put a wrench into this. Put like a thorn into this. And then this whole idea of the special guest enforcer, it's like, it feels a little unnecessary. So it still could be a good match, but I still have some problems with the story, as I just mentioned. So, a lot of people, including myself, because my thing was if I, and we'll back up for a second and get here. My big thing also is this is a match that needs to be treated like a once-in-a-lifetime classic. It should not be this, this stepping stone match to WrestleMania. I feel like this needs to be a match that needs to be, don't get anything else involved in it. Let it be. If you wanted to do Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Edge, absolutely. But I feel like when you had just Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, you didn't have to insert somebody else into this. Like, this shouldn't be treated like a B level match. This should be a main event, like WrestleMania caliber classic type of a match. If you know where I'm going. But, it's still going to be a good match. I don't want to say this is going to be awful, but it's just like, this could have been better. Like, off the charts even more better. But, we got what we got. So, the story also is, and Bryan said this on SmackDown last night, he is going to be promising us he's going to make Roman Reigns tap out. Roman Reigns says, I'd rather die in the ring than tap out. So, a lot of people are worried that Edge is going to just screw over Daniel Bryan to make this a triple threat. I feel either way, because here's the thing, if Bryan, originally I thought before they got Cesaro involved in this, if Bryan was not going to face Roman Reigns at Mania, I thought they were going to do Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. Because they haven't had a one-on-one pay-per-view match yet. They've had matches, tag matches on pay-per-view. They've had one-on-one matches on like Raw or SmackDown. They have not yet had a one-on-one match on pay-per-view. But now we're going to be getting Seth Rollins and Cesaro. Daniel Bryan needs something to do here. So, he's probably going to be in the match at Mania. And I'm pretty sure they're just going to put him in there just for him to be the one to take the pin. Which, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Because I don't think, as much as I love Edge, and I'm glad he's back, I don't think Edge should be the one to take the title off of Roman Reigns. Someone like, like a Big E or a Keith Lee or like even Apollo Crews or Cesaro or Nakamura. Someone else who needs like that big that big moment where it's fresh and it's like a fresh big moment for everybody should be doing that and not a Hall of Famer like Edge. Like, I think just Roman Reigns and Edge by itself would be a damn good match. But, like I said, I don't think Edge should be the one to take the title off of Roman. But, here's what I think a lot of people are worried is going to happen. And I'll pitch an alternative. So, one thing I've really liked about Roman Reigns' matches since he's turned heel, he's made himself look great, but he still made the other person look great too. Had us believe that that person did have a chance to win. This whole story with Daniel Bryan saying he's going to make Roman Reigns tap out. I think Bryan is going to have Roman Reigns in the yes lock. And it's going to look like Roman Reigns will either tap out or is about to pass out. And then somebody causes like commotion. A lot of people think Edge is going to purposely screw Daniel Bryan. To me, if they did that, that would be so dumb. Again, if Edge is already upset that Daniel Bryan is inserting himself into this title picture, him making it a triple threat himself would be absolutely ridiculous. Which is why Jey Uso, I feel like if anyone's going to cost Bryan from winning this match, whether it's by DQ or just by distraction and Roman Reigns beats Bryan, it's got to be Jey Uso. Or Jimmy. Heck, what if it was Jimmy Uso? What if this is when Jimmy Uso returns? And basically, they distract Edge. Edge tries to, take care of them, and while the referee's distracted or something, I don't know. But basically, instead of having Edge cost Bryan himself, make it a way where Edge didn't mean to cost Bryan the match, and basically cause attention there, like fixing this whole scenario of, Edge being upset that Daniel Bryan's in this situation, but make it make more sense by having Bryan basically say, hey, Edge didn't do his job right, and Edge unintentionally costs Bryan the match to make that the triple threat match at WrestleMania. I feel like if they do it that way, that could fix this awkward thing of Edge not being happy Bryan's in this picture. And well, in this case, Edge could be upset saying, well, if you never went for this opportunity, we wouldn't be in this situation. So we got that fixed there. So like I said, this is not going to be a clean finish. It's not going to be a clean finish. I'd rather have this be just a clean match and a clean finish, but obviously this is going to lead to a triple threat at WrestleMania. So I think either Jimmy or Jey or both Usos, even though they're not the special guest enforcer, is going to cause some type of ruckus that makes Edge unintentionally cost Daniel Bryan the match. Roman Reigns will somehow win either winning because of a DQ, or he's going to be winning because of, I don't know, something else. But that's what I think should happen. If you're going to make this a triple threat, play it safe and have one of the Usos get involved and cause that distraction, and Daniel Bryan still gets into the match at WrestleMania because he blames Edge for, not doing his job right as special guest enforcer. Even though, like I'm saying, special guest enforcer really feels unnecessary for this to begin with. But to fix all that, I'd say do that. So that's what I'm going to pick to win. Roman Reigns is coming out with the championship one way or another, but to make it a triple threat match and to at least have it not look insulting, if you know what I mean, or make it like Edge look stupid, do the triple threat. I mean, do have one of the Usos get involved instead to have Edge unintentionally cost Bryan the match. And with that being said, those are my predictions for Fastlane, guys. To go over everything again, I have Matt Riddle defeating Mustafa Ali for the U.S. title. Retribution breaks up. Apollo Crews defeats Big E for the IC title. Seth Rollins beats Shinsuke Nakamura. Sasha and Bianca win the women's tag titles. Drew McIntyre defeats Sheamus in a no-holds-barred match. If Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon still happens, no contest, double countout. Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton's not going to have a clean finish. It's just going to be The Fiend returning. And then Roman Reigns retains the championship through some type of through some type of distraction from Edge or the Usos. Well, the distraction that the Usos cause that has Edge unintentionally cost Daniel Bryan the match. And that's Fastlane, guys. Again, we'll see how it goes. Again, my expectations still holding low. But if you let them do things right, just let them go, let them do their business, it'll be a good show just to get past and just move on. That's what I'm going to say. This is not going to be a pay-per-view of the year contender for me. I doubt it. I highly doubt I'm going to be considering this for pay-per-view of the year. But we'll see what happens, as I always say. So, guys, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts and your predictions for Fastlane? Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. And make sure, as always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content to come on my channel. And follow me on Twitter at DemandAirboy93. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out, everybody.